Libra, January. Okay, Libra. So, square going on with the sun in the sign of Capricorn until January 19th. So, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, pushes forward winter, makes a square 90-degree angle with you, always makes a 90-degree angle with you. But because the sun will be there until January 19th, you will have that square going on. So, not as smooth of energy, okay? And also a square going on with Mercury, the planet of communication, in the sign of Capricorn from January 8th to 28th. Now, we do have a bunch of planets in air signs. We have the sun moving into the air sign of Aquarius on January 19th. We have Jupiter, which has been in the sign of Gemini for a while. And we put you into that chart, right? If we look at your chart, Libra, you would make a grand trine. You would show up trining these planets. And so a grand trine is a blessing. So when we put you into it, we have all this smooth, harmonious air energy, a lot of active mind energy, a lot of new ideas. This is a great time for you to be writing. This is a great time for you to be brainstorming, okay? But we know that Mars is in retrograde, and we know that this is a time to kind of go inward, but this is where you could just be writing down some great things, okay? Now, I did a little pre-reading for you, okay? And your first card that I got in the pre-reading was the Empress card here from the Mystical Melodies tarot deck. She's Venus ruled, okay? She's associated with the sign Taurus, which is both you, Libra, and Taurus share the ruling planet of Venus. She's showing up here. She rules the body, all the adornments of the body. And, you can never go wrong when the Empress shows up because she's bringing in beauty. She's bringing in value, and she's usually seen pregnant. So she's giving birth to something new. Okay. And you've got a lot of ideas floating around. Now, your next card I got was the Seven of Swords. And this is an interesting version of the Seven of Swords in the Pastoral Tarot deck. Looks like the door was left open in the hen house. Looks like the fox showed up. Looks like maybe the farmer doesn't see that, okay? So there looks like there's some sneaky energy going on around you. And then I got Temperance, which is a card of luck, blessings, and expansion, trying to balance things out, okay? So these are the cards that I got. When I was looking at them, I was thinking, the first thing I felt when I looked at that was jealousy. That somebody is kind of wishing they had what was yours, maybe doing things behind your back. I pulled a couple clarifying cards to try to understand it. I got the Five of Pentacles, which is the poverty mentality card. Okay. And then I also got the Page of Pentacles, where he's kind of like this young kid eyeing this money, kind of got a weird look on his face. And the message that I got for you, Libra, was I would use the symbol of the evil eye this month. The evil eye was used in my limited understanding from one book that I read about the evil eye and from traveling to Greece and seeing how much it's used. It's used to protect against envy. Okay, like brides would use it when walking down the aisle because not everybody is happy for the bride, right? There's a lot of envious people. And so I would use that symbol. Maybe you get something with a picture of the evil eye, or, we sell a bunch of things with the evil eye on it, and just envision the energy bouncing back to the person, okay? Because I get a sense of envy here. And, honestly, like you're a Venus sign. I wish I was a Venus sign. It's a great thing. But not everyone, I guess, is going to be happy for you, is kind of what I get from this. And so don't be afraid to take some action there in protecting your energy field. This can also happen a lot when we have a lot of parties over the holidays. If we've had a lot of guests in our home, especially if we didn't know a lot of them, okay? We want to sage our home, freshen it up. And then the idea of the evil eye, using symbols of it because we don't want people's envy, okay? All right, now that is your pre-reading, Okay. And so let's go ahead and give you a live reading now, Libra. Let's see what you need to know here this month of January. I love this Mystical Melodies vintage cartoon tarot. I'm working with that. I have the pastoral tarot, which is always beautiful with like French countryside. And then I threw in a heavy hitter, the spellcasters tarot, because it's just a good one. Okay. So let's see what you need to know. We're starting off with the Emperor. This is a Mars ruled card. The Emperor's the boss. And we remember Mars is in retrograde. So the Emperor knows he has to take his time making decisions, okay? And here he is, he's the boss. And he's partners with the Empress, so she showed up there too, okay? Looks like you're a power couple here. So if you are not already in a power couple relationship, one is showing up for you. Card number 2, we have the Sun card, a card of visibility, a Leo card. Now, sometimes this card can be associated with ego, okay? And so that was like, I was getting a lot of that. Like people are seeing you. It's almost like, I don't know. Sometimes people like, I'll get the feeling that they think like they may misunderstand you. I feel misunderstood a lot. Like people will say, oh, like, oh, that's really nice. But it's like, but they didn't see the backstory of all the struggling to get there, right? And that's what I kind of feel like for you. People aren't getting the backstory. They're just seeing the visibility at the moment of like, maybe you have a beautiful home, maybe you have a beautiful relationship. And there's like this jealousy, this envy there. You got the Hanged Man here, which is a Pisces card of divine delay. And she really looks like she's resting and enjoying, okay? And we know that that's some of the vibes for this winter season during this Mars retrograde. You also got the Tower card. So you got two cards ruled by Mars, okay? And the Tower is Aquarius energy. Looks like it's really focused on that one area, like taking the top off, okay? So the Tower card's coming in here. I'm going to pick a clarifying card for the Tower just so we understand a little bit more what it showed up for. We've got the 5 of Cups here. Oh, interesting card. Look at that. He's like looking in the mirror, but there's almost like there's no reflection there. Some spilt cups there. Looks like there's some self-image issues going on. Let me just pull one more. What is this Tower card in regards to the 10 of Wands, carrying a heavy burden? 7 of Wands, jumping, he's jumping, a lot of things to be jumping about. Okay, so looks like there's some change here. Maybe you're a little bit over. It's almost like this reads like not a lot of self-worth and overextending to everywhere. So this is saying like taking some off the top, trimming back everything that you're committed to. All right. It's interesting that he's holding a mirror. That's a symbol for Venus, the hand mirror. Okay. So there's some symbols here with your ruling planet. That's what we started out with, was the Empress. We know it rules relationships. Let me just see what the advice here is from this Tower card. What is the advice? The Ace of Cups. Okay, Ace of Cups is about enjoying. It's a cup of satisfaction. So it's almost like not feeling guilty about what you have, not being so overly concerned with others. What are we trimming back here? Justice. Okay, I think this is relationships. I think that this is some relationship here that's going to kind of, it's almost like you're going to know almost when you're listening to this who this person is that's envious. I think you're going to know who that is. And you're going to kind of know, okay, you know what, I already had this feeling. And I think they're jealous of your relationship is what I'm getting, or your marriage or your commitment level. Could also be your home, because justice rules any kind of legal contract and relationship, okay? So maybe you've been carrying the burden of this relationship for a while, but it looks like that this friendship, something's going to change about it now, because it's kind of like busting things apart a little bit, so that almost so that you can rebuild, okay? And rebuild your relationship, your own self-value, okay? All right, now that is your pre-reading, or that is your reading. Let me give you a card for each week for the month of January, Libra, and let's see what you need to know for the 4 weeks of January. Our first card showing up is the Seven of Swords. So this is the same card as this one up here with the hen house, okay? There's a sneaking off. And so let's see as it plays out here. Week 2, Seven of Pentacles. So you got 2 sevens in a row. Your spiritual path, okay? Tending to what is yours. Week 3, Tower shows up again, okay? Week 4, the Hierophant shows up. It's a card of stability. He's also a card of like the church. He's got some moral themes to him. All right. So there may be some issues of morality here. There may be some issues of like someone, I just keep getting jealousy of your relationship, and then kind of like jealousy of your home. And you're going to have to make some judgment calls here. Let me pull a card for what is your best course of action in regards to this. Here's the Eight of Cups. He's kind of sneaking like up to this altar, and then we know he's going to leave because that's what happens in the Eight of Cups. It's almost like reminds me of almost like going in like to, not that I've ever done it, but going into like confession at a church, right? And then saying your piece and moving on. Let me see what your other best course of action regarding all of this is. Here's the Six of Cups, which is kind of like a card of reminiscing. Okay, a card of nostalgia. And they're also just kind of focused on their own like grandkids there. Okay, so stay focused on the things that bring you joy. All right. All right, I'm going to move these to the side. And we're going to throw some charms, and we're going to roll some dice, and we're going to see some power days for you here, Libra, in the month of January. So I make a mess and throw things everywhere. All right, and we're going to roll some dice, and we're going to see what we have for you here this month. So we rolled Mars in the sign of Leo in the 11th house. Okay, so we know Mars started its retrograde in the sign of Leo. Leo is the heart-based sign. It rules joy. It rules children. It rules dating. It rules fun, okay? So Mars there in the sign of Leo, and then we're saying 11th house, which is Aquarius's house, bigger picture, has themes of friendship, okay? Mars is also the god of war, so there may be some things that you need to stick up for yourself. There may be some things that you need to take some action about, but you're kind of in this observation period over this Mars retrograde, because the last thing we want to do during a Mars retrograde is get in an argument. The 11th house is the bigger picture. It's the house of your hopes and your dreams. It's Aquarius's house. It's large groups of people. So you may need to be walking away from a friendship, but, oh, that's interesting. The word walk is right here on this dice. But there's going to be a lot of new heart-based ones coming in. Let's see what we have here. We have the letter F-E-E-R, which almost was fear, and an N, okay? So up here on the 2nd, we have a moon. On the 4th, we have the letter 4. On the 9th, we have the letter E, and on the 10th, we have the tree of life. Right actually around the 8th here, we have this number 4 again. You got a lot of number 4s, and you also have the Emperor, who's number 4. 4 is a pause number. On the 12th, you have an E. On the 22nd, you have this mushroom. On the 26th, you have the F and the N. And over here on the 1st of February, you have a castle, okay? Not that much activity. Oh, I think I forgot to say the walk on 14 and a Mother Mary, okay? So, walk. I don't know if you're a church person, but that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. All right, now let me give you some power days based off these dice that we rolled. I also realized I don't think I gave you any oracle, so I'm just going to put an oracle card down onto this calendar for you, and it is Earth 3 Horse. It's so beautiful. Look at that power. Beautiful, beautiful card here. So let's read you the horse and then let's give you some power days, okay? And let's see, the horse, it says, horses are the embodiment of freedom and adventure, even if they are galloping across a fenced-in field instead of running wild across the plains. They remind us of the joy of movement, simply running or dancing because we can. Why stand still if we can go on a journey, whether near or far? Let's let horse's spirit move us in whatever way is right for you. And it says, perhaps it is time for you to take an adventure, moving out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to go further or faster or do something more active than usual. This card may be encouraging you to take advantage of the freedom you have, whether that looks like it may be simply be the freedom to change what direction you are headed. Okay, beautiful card. And it's interesting, got the walk card also. So just get outside, enjoy. I know it's kind of cold up here in New England, but there's definitely a need for movement. Okay, so let's give you some days here based on the dice. So you rolled Mars, and Mars rules not only the sign Aries, but it is the original ruler of the sign Scorpio. So we know that on January 5th, the moon moves into the sign of Aries at 2:01 p.m. It stays there January 6th and 7th until 5:11 p.m. These are power times for you. Also rolled the sign Leo, and the moon will be in Leo starting on Tuesday the 14th. That's where you had the walk dice and the Mother Mary. So 14th, I would put a big star on the 14th for you. This is a very powerful day for you. So the 14th at 4:12 a.m. through the 15th through the 16th until 11:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you have a couple more dates here. You get the sign Scorpio. So that begins on Tuesday the 21st into the 22nd, where you had this mushroom, into the 23rd until 11:29 p.m. And then you also luck out with some Aquarius power days, which begin on Tuesday the 28th at 2:31 p.m. through Wednesday, the new moon day, on the 29th and through the 30th until 5:52 p.m. These are power times for you, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me.